Hey everyone, welcome to the first video in the Recreate Your Life series. And this is a free series especially for those that have no idea where to start, but you know that it is possible to have a better and even wonderful and epic life experience. You know it, but you don't know where to start and how to start and where to begin. So I've got you. Probably around 10 videos or so. You can do them quicker. You can do it in 10 weeks, whatever you feel, whatever works for you. There's one thing that I recommend though, is that you keep coming back to the videos, because as with everything, you will learn more and you will hear different things every time that you listen to the same thing. Actually, the same with books. And you might have experienced it, that you read a book or listened to a video before, and like the fourth or the fifth time you hear something that you were not able to hear before. Which is actually logical, because that's how everything works. When you shift, you also shift what you hear, because you are now actually in a space, in a state of being that can hear this message. So welcome, my name is Monique and I teach from the teachings of Bashar, Neville Goddard, Seth, Abraham Hicks, all of these epic teachers out there. And I give the information from my personal and unique perspective. So if I hadn't said it already, then welcome. This series is prompted by not only a viewer that sent in a question recently, and I made a video about that I will link in the description, because maybe you recognize yourself in her story. It is also prompted by what I see around me, people struggling and having no idea how to make their life a more wonderful life experience, or even an epic life experience. They know it is possible, but they just don't know where to begin. And you know what the good news is? It doesn't matter how awful your life is at the moment, and I mean that might sound harsh, but hear me out. It doesn't matter how bad it looks at the moment. The fact that you are listening to this and are even asking questions, for some of you, means that you know it is possible. Because if you didn't believe it was possible, or if you didn't even know better, then you wouldn't look for information, you wouldn't ask questions, none of it. So you know it is possible. Let me start off by giving you the frame of physical reality from the amazing teachers that I follow and from what I know to be true as well. And some of these concepts may sound a bit outlandish to you at first, but stick with it anyway, because you will get a lot of benefit from accepting these concepts. Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean it isn't true. Like electricity. Do you know how electricity works? No, you don't. But you believe in it anyway. You use it, right? So you don't have to understand some of these things. Just accept them to be true, or be open to having them be true. Okay, so the frame of reality is also what the rules of this game are. If you don't know the rules of the game, if you don't know the frame, you cannot play the game, and you can also not win at the game. So you need to know the rules. These are the rules. There is no linear time. There is no past, there is no future, there's only now. And whenever you are in the future, you are in your now, because you're not, hey, I'm in my future. No, you're in your now. There's no past, there's no future, there's only the present. The other frame is, or the other rule of the game is, there is something very distinct that determines your life experience, and that is your words, even either the words that you think or the words that you speak, write, read, hear. All these words are creative, they're not descriptive. The ones that you can influence, well, you can influence them all, but the first level of influence is the words that you think, so your thoughts, and the words that you speak. Every word that you consume or that you utter in your mind or through your mouth has a corresponding emotion, a feeling that belongs to that word or the sentence. Either it is a collective consciousness feeling or it is your personal feeling. Words are magic, no joke. Words are spells, and you will, as you go through these series, you will experience how magical words are, because now you are aware, now you have an inkling, an idea of that this is actually a truth, and you will start to practice with it, and you will start to not only see proof, you will start to believe that it works this way. It always starts with awareness first, right? When you can't see something, then you don't even know that it's there. So again, words are super powerful, and they are not descriptive, they are creative. A word has a corresponding feeling in the body. And what happens when you think a thought or when you speak a word and you have this corresponding feeling in the body, what happens is a frequency is created. When you repeat certain words a lot, certain thoughts a lot in your mind or either out loud, they become habitual. And a habit, a thought habit, is a belief. You might have heard of how beliefs create your reality. Thoughts, beliefs create your reality. So words that you repeat often become beliefs. And a belief is a habitual way of thinking. Now, just as you have this habitual way of thinking in your mind, the emotion, the corresponding emotion that comes with that word or with that sentence, with that thought, will become a habitual frequency of your body. Now, what do we know about frequency? When you have a radio station, a certain station is on a frequency. When you have a TV station, that certain station is on a frequency. You are now experiencing the radio station, the TV station, the frequency that you are at. You can switch that frequency just as you can switch a radio station or a TV station. It doesn't mean that the other stations stop existing. They still exist. You're just not listening to that anymore. You're not watching that anymore. You are not emitting that frequency anymore. So what you will experience as a consequence will change. So again, the words that you think, your thoughts, the words that you speak, all have a corresponding feeling, an emotion to it in the body. it becomes habitual for your body at one point and habitual for your mind at one point. So then you are in the belief realm of things and you are not consciously thinking these things anymore. You are habitually thinking them unconsciously. Now, what is really important to know is that you can always reach your thoughts, because there are some teachers out there that say subconscious beliefs are hard to catch. That's not true. All that it takes is awareness. You have to be awake. When you are not aware, you will not hear and find it. Just like when you go do an Easter egg hunt. You don't go do an Easter egg hunt with your eyes closed because you will never find the eggs. Another very important thing especially throughout the weeks that you will be focusing on recreating your life, is that you do not give your power away to the people in your life and the circumstances in your life. Just for these 10 weeks or for however long you do it, make yourself, getting to know yourself, getting to know your current frequency and changing your frequency, the most important things. None of the other things matter, and I'm not joking. I don't care if they will give you a hard time. I don't care if you have to lock yourself in your room if you still live at home or with other people. I don't care if you have to ignore some people for a while, because this is your life and you are the steward of your life. And I can also promise you, as you will change your radio station, the people that you have in your life will show up in a very different way. They might still be a part of it and they might even leave your life. It depends on if you want them in your life or not. They will change. That's a promise. And I know this from experience, so just trust me on that. What is really important is that you focus on you. You are the most important person in your life. So I've given you 2 things from the frame, and I want to give you one more argument how you can trust in the everything is now. Time is simultaneous, it's not linear. You might have heard of spontaneous healings. There are a number of cases that are well known. You can find them if you search online, of people that had spontaneous healings of things like cancer. How is a spontaneous healing possible? It is actually only possible when there is no linear time. Because a person that has a spontaneous healing shifts instantly to a version of reality where they never had cancer in the first place. And how that works, that's just someone that has such a level of belief in a different possibility that they instantly shift. That's how it works. And so if you don't have a life-threatening disease, then you might not have to have that level of belief, right? Because when you have to, I remember a teacher that I followed saying once, if you would have a life-threatening disease and you would know that the only way to get out of that disease or to heal that disease was not ever have a negative thought anymore, then you would definitely stop thinking negative thoughts. So now on to where do we start? When you know that words are powerful and creative, and actually they create everything in your life, consciously or unconsciously, then you know that the situation that you're in right now that you would like to recreate. Maybe it's one area of your life, maybe 2, 3, 4, maybe a lot of areas. It doesn't matter. They all come from words, thoughts, beliefs, habitual thinking, habitual emotions. That's how everything is ever created. So when you know that, before we will start, or you will start researching yourself, before that, we will, or you will, well, I do these things too. You will do them for you, I will do them for me, and all of us, we do them for the collective. Start to think new thoughts. And I'll give you one to start off with, because that's the most important one that will cover actually all the areas in your life at once. And that is this sentence: I love myself. I really, really, truly love myself. Now it sounds too simple, right? But I can tell you that even though this is simple, this somehow is not always easy. And so for the coming weeks, especially when you start out with this work, is I want you to put an alarm in your phone. Every hour, this alarm goes off, and I want you to repeat for a minimum of 3 and a maximum of 6 minutes. Not too long, because that's just ridiculous and you're going to burn yourself out. And not too short, because also that is kind of, yeah. So a minimum of 3, a maximum of 6 minutes. Every hour, your awake hour, you will say to yourself, either out loud or in the quiet of your mind, you will say to yourself, I love myself. I truly, truly love myself. I love myself. I really, really love myself. Every hour. No excuses, because how bad do you really want this? Do you want to change your life? Then this is where you start. Now, every day as well, for 5 minutes, you go and look into the mirror in your eyes, and you say to yourself, while looking into your left pupil, you say, I love myself. I truly, truly love myself. You can mix it up with I love you when you look into your eye. That's what you have to do. Depending where you are in this journey, this might be really easy for you. And it doesn't mean, when it's easy, it doesn't mean that you don't do it. Because showering is easy. Did you stop showering because it's easy? No. And do you take one shower for the rest of your life? No. You shower either daily or at least 5 times a week. The same here. You do this daily for 5 minutes looking into the mirror. If it is hard, especially do it when it's hard. You have to go through it. The only way out is through. Do it. Look yourself in the eye, even when you are crying, when you get aggressive, all of it. Keep looking yourself in the eye and say to yourself, I love you. I truly, truly love you. I love myself. I really, really love myself, for 5 minutes every day. So I already touched upon it a little, and that is the commitment piece. You have to understand that this takes commitment. If it was easy, then the world would be in a completely different state, and everyone's personal life experience would be in a completely different state. So when you start to do this, you will change. And it will take some time, but at one point you will pick up speed. Like when you go downhill, at one point you go super fast because you pick up speed. That's just how it works. Commit to yourself and stay consistent. With anything that you start out learning, you have to stay consistent before you can do it. You have to commit and you have to stay consistent. Look at anything in your life that you've learned. Was it easy in the beginning? No, it wasn't. Is it easy now? Probably it is. And when you stop, what happens? You unlearn it. So stick with it. How bad do you really want this? Because also this, the discipline of doing this, discipline is the highest form of self-love. And that sounds a bit interesting for people that are rebels like I am. Discipline is the highest form of self-love. So this is it for the first video. You will get little things to do in every video. Go easy on yourself, because also you are learning to be the source of love in your life. It is not other people. No one will bring you anything. God will not bring you anything. You are God. You will bring yourself everything, because you are the creator of your life. And that's why you are here, to discover your power and to recreate your life into an epic, beautiful experience. A fit mind creates a beautiful body and an epic life. If you have any questions on any of the videos that I will post, and this one, including this one, you can either leave a question in the comments or you can send me an email. All the details are in the description of this video. I will see you in the next one, and I send you lots and lots and lots of love. Ciao.